Good morning, or as they say in Spanish, buenas mañanas, or buenos dias. Good morning, everyone out there in OOTP and Twitch land. Welcome to our first OOTP 25 Three Amigos show. It's early here. It says Hawk. Is it Three Amigos? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? I don't know what day of the week it is anymore. Welcome in, everyone, to the Three Amigos show. Yes, I am representing. Got the old sombrero on. And if you're new to OOTP and going, what the heck is going on here? No one wears sombreros on their streams. Well, some of us do on the Thursday morning. This is a show EVC and I started late in the cycle last year, maybe around January-ish, maybe December-ish. It's been a while. And we come on and we have a third amigo with us, varies who that may be, and we talk about the upcoming new card release, because every Thursday, Taco Thursday, as Ravage Sponge would like to say, not Taco Tuesday, it's Taco Thursday. We talk about the new cards. Yes, every Thursday there are new cards that come into Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team. And once the TWIPT is over at around 2 p.m. Eastern, they are put into packs. And so every pack that you open up has the possibility of getting these new cards in them. Some perfect, some diamonds, some gold, maybe even all the way up to some irons. So Thursday for us Perfect Team players is like every Christmas every week, because we get new content that we can add to our teams, whether you're a packs only team, a theme team. We're looking for certain cards that we can add to our lineup. So we usually do like a 45-minute or hour show before TWIPT, just to kind of get you guys hyped up. And usually I have kind of a pre-game video, but we're going to wait a couple weeks and develop one. Wait till a little bit more content comes out. So welcome in, everyone, to the pre-TWIPT Three Amigos show here. And before I bring in the other amigos today, just kind of want to remind you guys that if you are kind of thinking about getting an OOTP, if you've been watching streams but haven't quite purchased the game yet, last chance within the next 24 hours or so. The sale goes until tomorrow. Who knows what time the sale is going to end, because it depends if it's German time, is it South Korean time, is it North American time. It will end at some point tomorrow. You might have until midnight tomorrow night, or you might have until noon. Who knows? Who knows? So if you're thinking about buying Out of the Park Baseball, 30% off until tomorrow. And the good thing about it is, if you want to gift it to someone, if you have a birthday coming up for someone, special occasion for a baseball fan, and you think they're going to enjoy the game, 30% off. You get the code, so you don't even have to give it to them right away. You can just keep the code handy, and when it's time to gift it, hey, buddy, here you go. Here's a code for Out of the Park Baseball. Enjoy. Next sale probably won't come along until maybe the All-Star game in real life baseball. So yes, purchase Out of the Park Baseball on Steam or at the outoftheparkdevelopments.com site. Also, if you are someone that uses Twitch and Twitter, you can you can purchase things on Twitter. You can purchase subscriptions and things for different accounts, but not for OTP. You just have to follow them on Twitter, and they give you all the latest updates, any new cards that have come out, updates on, things you might need to do, like updating your game, downloading the latest patch, things coming up over the next week. So yeah, follow on twitter.com, OOTP Perfect Team. All right, let's bring in my first amigo here. And when I approached EVC and I said, EVC, are you up to doing another amigo season? And I said, the only thing is you have to do it with me. You have to be on the show with me. And EVC was like, he broke down. He said, I don't know. I don't know. Another season with you, the Canadian, I don't know. But then I said, well, it won't only be me, EVC. There'll be someone else, and sometimes it'll be someone that's younger than us. And at that point, EVC changed his tune. And here he is, the man with the smile, the man with the jackhammers from New York City. Welcome in, EVC and NYC too. How you doing, my friend?
It is a glorious, well, it was a glorious morning with the jackhammers coming in, but it's been a good series in Korea, South Korea. It's been wonderful to see some games, some live games that count. But today's game, wow, what a mess. What a mess. I don't want to do spoilers for people that are saving it at work, but if you're here, I don't know what you want to do. Do people care if I talk about it? I want to know if I'm spoiling it for anybody.
1, if you want EVC to talk about the game. 2, if you want him just to zip it up. Put it in the chat.
Now
1 for talk, 2 to zip.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems like the talker's
okay.
way.
So before you talk about the game, though, let's do a little bit of detective work here. Okay. He said, what a mess. He's a huge Dodger fan. That's all you need to know. Okay. Tell us about the game, EVC. Did you stay up and watch it?
I would wake up and watch it.
Wake up and watch it.
I didn't because I slept in a little bit today. But the game kept going, so it was not like I was able to rewatch parts of it and then watch it live for the last 3 innings or so. And
the game kept going like it was a perfect team extra inning bonanza.
3 hours and 20 some minutes, 26 runs. Well, not that many runs. It was a lot of runs and hits. And no Dodgers have suffered season-ending injuries yet, which is good. This is not like Gavin Lux last year, so that's good. But Yamamoto did not get out of the first inning in his first major league debut. Gave up 5 runs in the first inning. There you go. Tim Benjamin's poker said Dodgers suck. So season's over. That's it. Put them all back. Get on the plane. It's still early. If you think about it, the number of errors, I think the Padres had 2 errors plus the glove play that the ball went through Cronenworth's glove yesterday. Lots of misplays by the Dodgers. 3 different errors by the Dodgers this year. Tonight it didn't help very much. So it is not the result I'd hoped for, but at the same time, the offense can keep on hitting, right? So they'll keep on scoring runs, and the pitching just has to keep them in. Dukeston is noting that the Asian hats on this stream are very, very quite surprising. Anyway. It's the spirit of that entire experience in Korea, playing overseas. Spring training for everybody else. They're still figuring stuff out. The hitters are figuring things out. The pitchers are figuring things out. Getting used to a new stadium, time changes. It's going to get messy, much like that Mexico series last year was kind of insane with all the offense we had. So it was good. How's the jackhammering? Can people hear the jackhammering?
Slightly. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It sounds like you got a heavy duty washing machine going in the background.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, just a constant dull roar, which is fun.
So is baseball pretty much done now until March the 28th when the regular season kind of begins?
Yeah, a week from today. Going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Opening day all over again. So, to get 2 opening days for the price of 1.
Have you been doing
planning to do an all-day watch day?
Well, we'll have to cover it next Thursday, of course. What did you play any of the PT live? Did you set lineups?
I don't have that many PT. I don't have that many Dodgers and Padres yet. I have enough on my main squad, and that's about it. The other ones had like 2 or 3 players or 4 players. It was not easy. So are they doing live scoring this year?
I don't. I thought I heard someone talk that they kept track of these 2 games. I don't know. Maybe they haven't. I entered in like the 7 cards I had just to see if I would get any points, but I didn't check if I did. Anyone in chat?
They definitely gave scoring. So the scoring is in. Schnee was the big winner on day 1. He had the top score, and I was going to see if they actually have live scoring today. You scored 22 points yesterday, Minerva? I think I scored 95 with my main.
And the cards, I mean, because of live, And just because of the two teams, the cards were expensive on the card shop. If you
Yeah.
wanted some, and some of them you couldn't even get because none of them were listed on the card shop.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you only have two teams to kind of choose from, it's going to be tough going in there, let's say. But next Thursday, full slate. So Wednesday night, get your rosters in for Perfect Team Live, and it's going to be fun.
This was
Great way to make some perfect points last year and to get into the monthly, the prizes for the monthly. If you scroll down, if you go to the leaderboards and look at the prices that they have for the weekly and the monthly.
Yeah. So those of you that are unfamiliar with what we're talking about, within the game, within Perfect Team, you go to the main menu or you go to your top menus up here and you click PT Live. And again, you choose players from real life that play in the real life games, and you get points based on how they do: doubles, triples, home runs, strikeouts for your pitchers, for your relievers, for your hitters. And I couldn't field the full lineup, but that's okay. I was still able to accumulate points from the lineup I did have. And then every day they have the leaderboards here. And here you see, got the monthly leaderboard, and then it's got from a couple days ago. So yeah, Schnee 64 had 169 points. Lord Christic,
Nice.
Aster, Paranoid, Hip and Knee Doc, and so on as we work our way down the list. So I don't know how many points I got. It should say here somewhere. Oh, it does have the prizes too. It
Yeah,
looks
look at
like
the bottom. See those
yeah.
prizes? That's insane.
250.
250 standard packs if you're the lead by the end of March, and that's only, you got 10 days. And you have less than that. You'll have like 3 days of the season.
Yeah.
So this is a crazy chance, if you get those lives and get in the PT Live, to get a lot of points for only like 3 or 4 days of work.
Wow, I'm surprised they didn't cut that in half. Like, I mean, don't take our word that this is going to be the prizes. This is what they have listed. I would assume they would be, but I mean, it is 3 days, 4 days of baseball that you're going to get here. So get your lineups in. Again, all you have to do is go to the card shop. I mean, when the games are being played, most of the teams are going to be playing from this point forward. Look up a team you're looking for. For example, the Dodgers. Go to all types, choose live cards, and from here you can pick your live Dodgers. And as you see, there's a lot of them here that are not for sale or
you own
are very
Dodgers.
expensive.
Go make your PT Live. Show people how you do your PT Live roster.
Yeah, very simple. So you go to PT Live. Again, at the top here, you click on I like to just click on the position. So if I'm looking for a first baseman, when the day before the games, it will show you underneath the game column here the time that the game is to start. So you know if that team is playing. If it's blank, it means they're not playing the next day. So you don't enter that person into the lineup.
But it's not always as trustworthy for like who's actually going to be the starter each day. So you gotta, if you know what's going on in real baseball and you do fantasy at all, then this is going to be really easy for you.
Yeah,
and on a day like this, you just type in, like, because only two teams are playing, you just type in Padres, you see what Padres you have, you slide them over, etc. But you have no Padres first baseman.
Yeah, exactly. So again, at the top in the search, Padres, there you go. There's all my Padres. And if I want to put in a Padre pitcher like Suarez, I click on starting pitcher, and then it puts green beside all the starters that you have options for. If I want to put in Yu Darvish, I click on him. He slides over, or you can simply drag and drop your players as well. So set your lineups. There is no limit. Like in some fantasy games, you can only have 4 from one team or things like that. You can put in 6 or 7 from one team if you think they're going to have a high scoring game. Same with relievers. The key is sometimes the live card in Perfect Team, they're starters, but they're listed as relievers. So that's where you make your extra points, because starting pitchers can get you a lot of points compared to relievers. So it may have Wandy Peralta starting the next game. Well, hey, you get to put him in your relief spot even though he's starting the next game. So you kind of got to look for those cards too. So leaderboards, yeah, we have some points in here.
Some questions in chat. So Chess is saying, assume it carries forward the next day if you make no changes. Yes. So your roster that you put in one day will continue to be that roster spot the next day. Of course, you want to change pitchers every day, but if you miss a day for some reason, you're not going to completely miss out. But think ahead if you're not going to be able to change it each day. Schnees didn't have a full roster, and he got the 169 points, so he was lucky. Rocketeer says at least the Dodgers pitcher didn't exist today, which is good. Yes, he went 1 inning, gave it 5 runs. I didn't see if all of them were earned or not. I haven't looked at the box score deeply yet. And there's been some light chatter about the. You've heard the Ohtani interpreter scandal. I don't know.
No, I have not. No.
Apparently, Ohtani's interpreter had a slight gambling problem, and has been fired. And depending on what reports are real or not, that Ohtani, to take care of his friend for so many years, paid the bookie directly for the gambling losses rather than give it to his friend who he was worried that would just gamble it away. Whether it's real or not, we do not know. What's real, we'll find out what happens. But the Ohtani is in search of a new interpreter, which is why, again, if you got a slight gambling problem, there is a phone 800 number you can call for help. And it does seem like Mookie Betts wants to keep doing things and maybe doing the interpreting job because he's going to learn Japanese while he's bowling 300 and playing shortstop. So, okay, Tim Benjamin's Poker. You've said it multiple times. No more trolling. Thank you very much.
And again, we've got on the leaderboard here. I guess I'm in 64th, just after those that game, 78 points. So. I mean, 20 packs I would get if the month ended right now, and you're at 45th, so you got 94 points. So for 45th place, you'd be the same as me. So there's from 11th to 100th. That's a huge range there.
We'll see if this is going to be the actual payout for the partial month.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. But anyway, PT Live, getting PT Live.
Yeah, I guess I should apply for that interpreter job. I do not know any Japanese, but I can fake it.
Tetsuiji would be great. He could apply.
Could do it.
Yeah.
Tetsuiji, opportunity.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a third amigo. We're going to bring them in after the break and introduce you to the third amigo today. And then we're going to go through EVC's Guess the Set. And Guess the Set.
Still open.
Still open. He's going to put it in the chat. He will put it in the chat, folks. If you haven't entered Guess the Set, you got a few more minutes. All right, we're back in 2 minutes' time. Stay tuned. Go refresh your tequila. See you in a bit. All right, so we're back here with the pre-TWIPT Type 3 Amigo show, EVC and NYC2 and myself here, getting you ready for the international player set coming up in less than an hour's time on the main channel. Get your main drops, and then after TWIPT, come back here for the post-TWIPT show. EVC, before we bring our guest in, again, just a little bit about your Guess the Set. Want to kind of say anything about that?
Again, just great to see players from Asia are going to be part of it. It's not international players; it's players from Asia specifically that are going to be in the set. Primarily South Korea, because we've just got the wonderful series we just had, the Korea series. Taiwan and Japan are the three primary focuses that I think will be in today's set. We view our Guess the Set every Wednesday at 12 noon. I do a little broadcast and give you some ideas, which some people have termed my bunk. And we actually have people guess. I actually go through and say what I think my 5 best ones are going to be. And I can't remember who they are, but I think Quo, Maeda. Can't remember. I can't remember what my bunk picks were. But chat will remind me. So as you're going through filling out the form very quickly, and Nomo was I definitely had 3 Dodgers as my potential bunks. Kenji Jojima, I think, was also one that I thought was going to be in. Thank you, chat. And I'm missing one other one, but anyway, I had 5 ones, and people have to guess which of my picks to click are actually going to be bad. So
right,
it should be kind of fun.
Right, EVC in his bunk. He's known for his bunk, so players from Asia, international. Are Asian players international? They're kind of international, aren't they?
Oh, and Chan Ho Park, of course. Chan Ho Park is one of the ones.
Oh, there you go. Thank you, London.
I think the other thing is that this is a set that also plays well into some people's theme teams in the past. Of course, we just done all players who played in the MPB. In this one specifically, I don't know if you're aware of this. Lap, but Music Lessons is specifically doing a theme team this year based on players that streamers mispronounce. So if a streamer mispronounces the name, they're eligible for the squad. Dare I say that this entire set, you pronouncing any of them on your post-game show of TWIPT today, is going to let every single one of these cards in. Now, I did okay on the Dodgers pronouncing things, but I apparently messed up on Dave Roberts yesterday. So I'm not sure how I did that, but chats let me know that I mispronounced.
That's kind of a cheat code theme team. I mean, seriously.
It is. It's pretty much every card that is in the game.
It's pretty much between myself and Cavicom and you and a few other streamers out there. All right. Well, let's bring in our third Amigo. And again, if any other streamers out there, OOTP affiliates, want to be a third Amigo one week, we're always looking for a third to fill in here. Just reach out to me and we can bring you on and talk to you about that day's set. But today we have someone that from the community, someone that has played the game and is very good at the game. You may have come across his teams in tournament. He does stream, not an OOTP affiliate yet, but maybe one day he will. So welcome to the channel. First time Amigo here from, I don't know, we'll have to ask him. Minerva, how you doing, buddy?
Good, great. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm from Illinois, if you didn't know. Illinois, Midwest Illinois.
The Midwest. So you get some nasty weather at times out there, don't you? Because I'm kind of a weather guy.
Yeah, it's you could have 3 different weathers in one day here. One time it'll be like 70 degrees and sunny, and then the next hour it'll be rainy and cold, and then later in the evening it'll be not so bad.
So tell the community, because we see your name in chat, we see you in tournaments. Tell the community a little bit just about you and how you got into this wonderful game we call OOTP.
Well, I've been around since Out of the Park 21. I actually got in late that year. I started around December, and I had been looking. I don't remember if it was just because I saw an ad for it or I was looking for something to play. And I love baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport, and I honestly can't say I didn't choose a bad thing, because I love this community and the game is a lot of fun. It's really addicting. I've said it many times that it's like an obsession. I can't get enough of it. I know I'm at work and I want to play it, but I can't because I'm at work. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this community. I've loved being able to meet some of these people who I've considered really close friends. I'm a part of a couple online leagues, EMLB, PvE. I just love being able to talk to people about baseball, and that's why I'm here.
And I can guess that because yesterday on my stream we started the Community Showdown Challenge, and your name was drawn for your 2015 Kansas City Royals, and you had to take on the 1984 Detroit Tigers. And many people were guessing Tigers are going to beat them, Tigers are going to win, and you were able to win that in 3 games. So I'm guessing the Kansas City Royals are your team. Am I right there?
I would say more than the Cubs, yes, the Royals are my team. It's been more recent that I've been more of a Royals fan than the Cubs. I mean, I am the Royals GM in EMLB, so there's a lot of love for it there. Alex Gordon, George Brett are my favorite players of baseball's history, and I really do like being able to talk to other Royals fans like I Rock This, Barry Basher, D Block, and about how the Royals here in 2024 are going to be a really fun team to watch.
And not only that, but yeah, you're in the limelight. You were featured on the stream yesterday with your Royals, and coming up in a couple weeks on the Matrix series, you we're going to see your Kansas City Royals of current day with a couple special players, aren't we?
Right, yeah. I wanted to see what would happen if George Brett and Zach Greinke in their prime could help the 2024 Royals win a World Series. And I think it's doable. You've got Bobby Witt at shortstop. You've got a wonderful third baseman in George Brett. It should be a lot of fun to see how they do.
And you're in streaming now. You throw out your Twitch handle, and D Block, you can shout out Minerva here. How can people watch you on Twitch?
Twitch.tv/Minerva9398. Lately, I've only been able to stream at night because I do work during the day. As you said earlier, Lap, I'm a little bit younger than you'd find gentlemen today, so I do have to work. I do apologize.
All right. Well, again, EBC, there's been a short in the Midwest. Did he say something
I
about?
don't know what happened. I feel like something about those old lines that he has going out to his streaming or his phone. I don't know what happened there.
I think he was breaking up. It was like old. Maybe those jackhammers in New York hit a line that goes out to the west there.
Yeah.
Oh, are you here? Can you hear us, Minerva? Are you around?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We kind of lost you. Must be this youthful technology that we're using here. So continue on. How? Well, let me ask you this. I mean, you're streaming. Have you been streaming for a while? Just how long have you been at this gig?
Technically, I have been streaming for a lot longer than I have, but as of recently, I kind of wanted to get back into it because I really enjoy being a part of the community, and I've always thought about what ways I can help the community out. And D Block and I were talking about it a couple weeks ago, and he was like, well, you're really good at silver. Maybe you could be like that awesome silver streamer, kind of show them what the meta is. And I thought about it. I love silver. Silver is the tournaments I go to more than anything. And I figured, why not? So I plan on hopefully getting into silver tournaments more, finding out what cards work, and then being able to show off why they work. And this has only been a couple weeks since I've started this, but I used to do other stuff a long time ago, not OOTP related, just to have fun, because I love being able to voice myself and present things in a way that can show other people what I do. That's just something I enjoy.
And my last question, I'm going to get EBC to ask you a question. So here's your warning, EBC. I know us old people need time to think about things. Minerva, I mean, there are people out there in the audience. There are people that watch us and you and all these Twitch streamers. Yeah. What advice, as a young person that is streaming now, what advice would you give to someone that might be out there thinking about, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I kind of want to stream, but I don't know if I can. What advice would you give them?
My biggest advice to anybody that is hesitant is don't hesitate. If you think you are passionate enough to want to do something like this, do it. Because the more you do it, the more you'll enjoy it and the more you'll want to stream. Honestly, I was nervous at first to get it back into this, but the more I've done it, the more I'm like, yeah, I want to do it again. I want to go back out there and I want to be able to stream. We got a doom chime.
Sorry, was that me? Sorry.
One warning, though, it does impact your perfect team play. At least it does for me when you stream. It takes your time away from perfect team. Unless you're EBC that just can multitask and manage 23 teams.
I am so underwater this cycle already. I cannot seem like there's so many modes of play, so many different tournaments to get into. I am definitely falling behind and juggling everything. So it is. Yeah, I am barely keeping up on the schedule to get making the content as Lap knows. Getting prepared for a stream takes time, and like it's been tough finding time for this cycle. There's just so much packed into the game. There's so many more cards at launch this time that it is a lot to kind of take in. It's a lot to kind of consume and figure out what's good, what's not. So I can't seem to I don't have the time to modify my tournaments as much as I need to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wish I could. I need some minions. I need some EBC minions. I do not have any.
Free hats, anyone. He pays with hats if you want to outsource to the community. All right, do you have a question or two for Minerva?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, like I talk about, there's so many different ways of playing, right? So Minerva is my GM. One of my players is in the EMLB, and they're in Kansas City, and Minerva is my GM in AA. So that's one way of playing, getting in these online leagues. I'm on the PvE sim, and I think we're both rookies in games right now in the PvE sim. I'm in an online league, the 1960s league, which I've talked about before. We started drafting in 1962. We've got a league of many managers, and he's running the Cubs, and I'm running the Dodgers, of course. And this last season, we made a trade, Minerva. I traded Don Drysdale to you for Ken Boyer because I needed some offensive pop.
Yep.
And I want to know how you feel about that trade in hindsight now that the season's gone through, and how you feel about that. Because I still miss a little bit of Drysdale, but I appreciate the bat. What are you thinking now after making that trade?
Honestly, my Cubs have a good offensive presence right now, and Boyer is fine. Letting you have Boyer was fine. I'm not really worried about it. I've got Buferi now who can easily come up there and play. But honestly, my pitching is probably the worst part of the team, and having to trade Drysdale like I did, I probably regret it a little bit. I've got Joe Niekro and Johnny Padres as two pitchers on that team, and they're not doing too good right now. But hopefully,
right, you got Drysdale, then you ended up trading him, and I was so surprised you ended up trading him. I was surprised you turned around and traded him again.
Yeah, I didn't expect to flip him right away, but the GM I had talked to, Slibbert, was it? Maybe? I don't remember who it was. Didn't want anybody else. And I was like, well, I need something. And I think I got Tony Gonzalez for him, who's now my starting left fielder. And I think he hit the best in that season for me.
And who's your PBE player?
Minerva Madsen. We are the California Firehawks. Go Burbs, as I always say.
We beat you yesterday. I hit a walk-off homer in the 13th or 12th against you yesterday.
Yeah, you did. Yep.
I think that was uncalled for. I think in a public forum like this, to humiliate the young new amigo like that and say, "Oh, I'm better than you are. I hit a walk-off on you." I think EVC needs a little time out there. Okay, 5, 4, 3. Sorry, Minerva. I apologize for EVC's behavior right there. Okay, I think we'll bring him back.
I'm sorry. I'm just excited. My player was doing nothing. It's the one good thing he did all season.
It's not easy to keep up. Sorry.
This is the team you run right here, the Kansas City for EMLB?
Yes, sir. They are not great, as you can see by that 14-29 record.
It's the pitching again. There's a trend here, Minerva, on your pitching.
Yeah. When Jake Walker, my supposed ace, gives up, what was it, 8 walks in his start on the game of the night? It's not fun. I picked up a popular player in Alex Kirilloff from your Von Cola Miami Marlins, and maybe he'll bring in some fans. But the price was a little steep, so that kind of hurts.
What'd you trade?
He picked up Heston Kjerstad from my waivers. We both waived these players, and Eddie was like, "Well, they're both on waivers. They need a change of pace. Let's trade." Didn't realize that he was $30 million. But and then in his first start as a Royal, he went 0 for 5 with 5 Ks.
Wow.
Just wait, Minerva, until EVC's player gets up to Kansas City. Just wait until how much he gouges you for a contract. Just start saving your pennies right now, because he's not cheap. I'm telling you, he's going to want a lot of money. EVC countdown to your form, right? You haven't closed it off. We can.
I have not closed it down. This is your last chance to get in. If you want to get in on Guess the Set this week, this is the link. Get in there now, and I will close off the form shortly.
All right. So EMLB and PBE, for those of you that are new, these are leagues that you guys can join and create players for, and have a lot of fun like we do, watching our players perform on streams, whether it's the commission stream or the PBE stream. Again, you'll be part of a rookie league or kind of a minor league team, and then you'll work your way up. And right now I'm on the Brew City Bears, who are first in the West Division right now. We were a featured game last night. We got kind of destroyed, but my player, Hound Streamer.
You were bunting your player.
Did it bring in a run? Did it was it success? We were down 2-1. The first at bat, they got a single. I bunted him to second, and he would score to tie the game. That's how you play baseball, EVC. Small ball.
What? Love it.
Small ball. Look at this average. 346 for Hound Streamer.
Yeah, Hound Streamer's pretty good.
Not too bad.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Is this your first year in rookie, or is it second year in rookie?
Who, me?
Yeah, in the minors. How many years in the minors?
This is my 5th season in the minors.
Oh, you're ready for getting promoted. Okay.
This guy's 23 years old, and not only is it his 5th season, but look at this. He won Gold Glove Award, Great Glove Award 2 years in a row.
Nice.
He's a great third baseman.
I did get hitter of the week last week. I was very excited.
Oh, were you? Oh, okay. Do we have to talk about your player?
No, you don't have to. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, again, just like to promote PBE, we like to promote EMLB. If you're new to the game, reach out to any. There's a lot of members that play in one or both leagues. Nershabenko also runs a league. Who else runs online leagues out there that we know of?
Attica?
Not sure. Attica Online is going to be starting one up, I believe. So yeah, if you want to create players, you can't do it in Perfect Team, but you can do it in many online leagues, and they're always recruiting. You get drafted, you get a lot of publicity, you sign contracts, and you get featured every once in a while on some of the streams. Well, I think we have one more task to do, and that's to update people on the Guess the Set contest. And we're going to do that. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. Last chance, fill out the form, because when we get back, EVC is going to close it off. He's got his finger on that little no more responses. He's getting ready.
You just have to find it again.
It's there.
It's somewhere.
We are back again. Welcome in, everyone. The pre-TWIPT hype show. New content coming out in less than 20 minutes time. Chat, let us know when you see OOTP going live, and we'll take you right there so you can get your drops from the official channel. And we'll be back. I'll be back after the TWIPT show for some trivia, some other little games and contests where you can win some packs. So come on back after TWIPT. All right, EVC.
Before we show anything, I just want to give an update. Some people have asked this, and Spore has given an answer in some of his other chats. There will be no live card ratings update at the beginning of April. It's not going to happen until the beginning of May. So for those who don't know, the live cards update, how they play in real baseball during the season, how much different they are from their original ratings. The card overall rating might go up or go down. That's not happening until May, so we're not going to get an April one. We will get, potentially for the first time, a kind of mid or early April update of live cards. So some of the Asian board players that aren't in the MLB Players Association list yet were not in the game at the start of the launch of game. They will be in the game, hopefully, if everything gets approved, in mid-April or so. So people like Jackson Merrill, people like Yamamoto, Jinghun Lee, and the other players will all be in the game, hopefully, by mid-April, instead of waiting till May to get them in the game. So that's just an update.
Excellent. And in terms of, Japanese players and Asian players, for me, one of my favorites, and it's a guy that maybe a lot of people are not familiar with. I don't know, because he, was strictly Toronto, Chicago. He played his last year, started in Seattle, but Kawasaki, and not known for his bat, not known for, his all-star ability, but just the personality, the character of Kawasaki. Man, he was smiling all the time. He was a great teammate. He was a guy that was on that team with Josh Donaldson and Jose Bautista in the, mid 2016-15 era. EVC or Minerva, do you remember Kawasaki at all?
The name rings a bell. He did play for the 2016 Cubs.
Yeah. So Attica, embezzler. Yeah. So again, it's kind of a niche player because he only played really on 3 teams, and specifically with the Blue Jays, but he was such a fan favorite in Toronto. And so that to me is one of these Asian players I'd love to see a card. It would probably be a bronze, maybe a low silver, but not a long career, but it was a very memorable career for Blue Jay fans for sure. All right.
I'm super excited for this set today. A lot of great Asian players coming through. As a Dodger fan growing up, we got to see a slew of players come through, between Nomo, the Tornado, opening the door for more Japanese players into the U.S., and then Chanho Park coming through. And so in Maeda, Kenta Maeda was amazing. So, there's a lot of, as a Dodger fan, getting to see a lot of great players, come through the Dodger organization, which was always awesome. And so getting some of those cards and players in the game now feels so fitting. Watching Chanho Park throwing out the first pitch, seeing Hunjin Ryu, in the dugout, hanging out with Dave Roberts a little bit. So I'm very excited for the set today. So many great players that we potentially get. And maybe even some, we already have several in the game. Spore's done a great job of adding a lot of Japanese and Korean and Taiwanese players already in the game. So we're going to just add more to that set. So whoever's doing like a Japanese born or, Asian born or foreign born kind of players theme team is going to get a boatload of new cards to play with today.
All right. Let's see if you can give music lessons some players to add to his theme team. Let's do the pronunciation here.
I did my damage yesterday. It's your turn.
Minerva, you're the rookie. We're passing the buck.
Hisashi Iwakuma.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Hiroki Kuroda.
I think that works. There we go.
Sin-Soo Choo.
3 for 3.
That is the all-time leader in WAR from Korean players.
Masahiro Tanaka.
Hey, very good. Sorry, music lessons. You can't use him.
This never would have happened if Dasuichi was still alive. That's my favorite. Where is Dasuichi?
Shout out to Cubs fan Steve, Yu Darvish, Cubs legend.
Hey, second in Cy Young to Max Scherzer, I believe, one year.
Chan Ho Park, one of EVC's bunk picks.
Look at that picture they used for Chan Ho. What's up with that? Seriously.
Promoting the Dodgers.
Yes, Rob Refsnyder was born in Japan.
Koji Uehara. That
Okay.
E is kind of off there.
It works.
Hideki Matsui. I remember him in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Hideo Nomo.
Notice they don't want to show the faces of the Dodger players.
I
It's
noticed
just-
that. I'm noticing that.
That's very odd.
Yeah.
And Ichiro.
Yes. Number one. All right. It is time, EVC. You want me to bring up your graph? Are you ready to go over the...
some of the early picks and favorites.
Did you shut it off? Did you turn it off?
I did not.
Ooh, see, I gotta always, make
Quick,
sure
get your vote
EVC's
in.
on track.
It's there. It's there.
Here you go. Here's the answers. Get the vote in. Hurry.
The most popular guesses for everybody so far, and guesses said this before today's voting. So the first 50, I think we've got 60 some people who've in here. So I'm looking forward to going through and figuring out. But Hideo Nomo was the top pick. It was one of my bunk picks, actually. I thought he was going to get a Hideo Nomo in as well. The Chan-Ho Park. I did not go for Ichiro Suzuki. So Ichiro Suzuki with 30 votes. The question is, will they wait for Ichiro to the Hall of Fame? Or will we have multiple Ichiros throughout the year? I think we had almost a rainbow of Beltres last year before we got the perfect Beltre. It's possible we'll get a rainbow of Ichiros, but can you really make a bronze and an iron card of Ichiro? He was just too good. I just don't see that
Yankees
happening.
years, maybe.
Or maybe a Marlins year,
Yeah. I think we can. I mean, we've had iron Ricky Hendersons before, so why not?
Rufio bobsled, they never tell us whether missions are being released each day. So, you just kind of you roll the dice, open the game after the card's released, and maybe you'll get missions. So they'll never tell you beforehand. But a rainbow of Ichiro would be amazing. Shin-Soo Choo, also a very top pick for many people. Masahiro Tanaka, Hideki Matsui, Daisuke Matsuzaka. We have a Daisuke already in the game for his best year, but as Sporer said, the number of walks that he gave up was kind of insane. We have dubbed this next player Bunk Hyun Kim because I can't pronounce Byung very well. So Bunk Hyun Kim, Music Lessons gets that one automatically. Diamondbacks reliever, the top closer all time from Korea in the MLB history. Masanori Murakami. And is this the one that you talked about yesterday, Ezra? I think Masanori Murakami was the one that Ezra brought up yesterday, who was the first ever Japanese player in the MLB playing for his San Francisco Giants. And that was one I didn't know about yesterday until I was streaming and talking through with Ezra bringing that up. So very cool to know. The first bunk is my choice of Hong Chi-Guo. And my second bunk that everyone thought was Kenji Jojima, getting a card at this set. So there you go. And again, you can see the rest there. So I don't want to take away. I don't know if are they live yet on the main channel? Usually they are.
Well, again, Sporer's taking over for TWIPT. I know Dish used to always run a clock, and Sporer, I don't think he generally runs a clock. He just kind of comes on at the top of the hour that's what he did with his treasure trove anyway. He didn't really have a clock.
Sporer said, no, sit tight. So we're good. We're good.
Okay.
So again, I think there's a lot of great names on this. There are a lot of other names. Some people that got one vote, Tomooka. There was a vote for Satohiro O. Unfortunately, Satohiro O, we do not have the rights to be able to put in the game. That would be amazing. Jungbong, Ji Hwan Bei, Hisop Choi, of course, Dodger legend. There are also some people who said they were trying to go for some players that were, played in overseas. So like Cecil Fielder. going through. And then there's some people who had no idea what my bunk picks were. So you got to watch the stream on Wednesdays to know what my bunk picks are. That's my one little extra point. If you're watching my streams or watch the VOD, you can get the bunk questions, but you can take a guess what I might be doing. There's a couple of Yamamoto guesses, some Tyoshi Shinjo guesses, Hideki Arabu guesses. So a lot of fun, different guesses coming through, and we will see in a very short period of time what cards we may get coming in and adding to the amazing amount of launch cards. Again, Spore with a ton of additional cards already from Asia, and I have to say I really love the depth of historical cards that are here at launch, especially in the Iron and Bronze range. It's really interesting stuff to kind of play, and just keeps me guessing so much more.
And Rufio, Dish is still here. Dish hasn't gone anywhere. He's just not doing the TWIPT anymore, and he's still doing the Saturday Showdown. So the Friday Showdown's moved to Saturday, and he's also doing the World Series, I would imagine, on Sundays when we get to the Perfect League. So yeah, he hasn't gone anywhere.
Dish has a real job. Dish on Friday nights had to cover lots of local basketball and football games on Friday nights, so he couldn't do the Showdown all the time. And basically, this midday for where he was made it very difficult for him to go through and do, cover news events for his daytime job and do the stuff. So our hype man is still here. He's just not hyping during the week. He'll be hyping all weekend for us.
He's young.
All right.
Remember?
Well, he's young. He's not retired like some people. All right, I'm going to put you guys on the spot here. We've got EVC's bunk picks, but let's see how we do in week one with our lock of the week. Who are you going to go for your lock of the week? We're going to go by age-wise. We're going to go the youngest person first, so then we can copy.
I would love to see a Koji Yuhara. That card from last year was really good. You guys really liked it in the bronze meta. I would love to see an early cycle Yuhara just light it up in bronze. Maybe silver, low silver.
Okay. EVC?
I'd love to see a Nomo coming out today, but my lock for today is going to be Chan-Ho Park. I don't think you can talk about baseball players from Korea without talking about the first one coming to majors in Chan-Ho Park, who played, I think, 15 years in the majors, 9 with the Dodgers or something like that. My numbers may be a little off because I am Mr. Bunk, but he really is kind of the royalty of Korean baseball. And I think there's no way we have a set today without him in it.
Hey, gents, read the chat. You see what Mark in MS just wrote?
From Spore on Discord.
Water leak at the server facility impacting the card database server, which has put today's content release in doubt. You're waiting updates, but everything is on hold for now. We have to postpone today's content drop altogether. We may have to. We'll keep you updated. Yikes. So,
you know the expression S happens? Well, S has happened. And live, we bring you the latest news here on the streaming affiliate channels here.
Breaking news.
So, I mean, I guess just watch the Discord, watch the forums, watch Twitter for updates. Who knows if there'll be a set today? We can't stretch this 8 hours. Sorry, we're not Warbot. I'll be on for a few more minutes here and then take a break, and then we'll wait and see what comes from TWIPT. I will start my post-TWIPT show. If there is not one, I'll start at the regular time at about 2 p.m. Eastern. So there we go. We are on hold due to this water leak with the server database. I guess the game probably still works. Are you guys still able to get into the game?
I think it works. So it's reading here. It's the I guess the card database server might be on a different server. That's
maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
That's something not something you plan for every day. I know when we had Hurricane Sandy in New York City, it's really interesting. We have a lot of the buildings that used to house, so early on in the days for subways and everything else, you had to have massive engines and generators at central locations to do things. There's a huge building that is a block long down on 14th Street that is now housed by Google. But it had tons of people's servers and service farms in the basement because you needed extra heavily fortified basements to be able to manage the weight load. And during Hurricane Sandy, the flooding definitely caused a lot of issues. So, yeah, no one guessed flooding in Guess the Set.
Here's a comment of the stream so far.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I don't think anybody did.
Yeah.
Well, did someone drill through the bathroom floor above the server room? It was not me. That was my apartment yesterday. That was going on in my house yesterday. We had someone from the apartment above us was drilling down and fixing their bathroom floor, and it came through into our one of our bedrooms. So that was fun.
Well, let's put a little levity on here. We talked about Kawasaki, and for those of you that don't know about this Blue Jay legend, got to play this little clip from you when he was with the Blue Jays.
Munenori Kawasaki showed up here. You said, I don't know what he's saying all the time, but he sure gives a lift to this team. Oh, yeah. He certainly did this afternoon, didn't he?
I mean, he's played great. He's played great. Come on, Mooney. This is his interview. I'll be his translator.
So there he is, a little bit of Kawasaki, and it'd be great to get a card of him in the game, maybe holding his little notebook there, you know.
That is awesome. That I've never seen it before, and that is awesome. I love that.
Yeah. Like I said, he just lifted the team. You could tell the teammates loved him. The fans loved him. We were so sad when he left and went to Chicago. And yeah, just what a great personality to have in the game. So check him out there on YouTube, folks. Kawasaki. Maybe we'll see him in the game. Not my lock. I'm going to go with Ichiro. I just think, how can you not have a set from players from this area of the world and not have some representation from Ichiro? So whether it's, you know, his meta card, probably not. But I think we is there an Ichiro in the game yet?
No.
No.
Okay. I don't think so.
Okay. I'm locking in.
I think it's going to be really interesting. What did someone say? I think that's one of the things that's written in one of the little notes when the game is loading. It says, like, Ichiro is so big that in Japan that you just have to put his name on the envelope. You don't have to put the address, and it'll get to him, kind of like Santa Claus or whatever else, you know, kind of thing. So
Kind of like EVC. It gets to you, all your fan mail. It just shows up and your bags and bags and bags. Yeah, there you go.
They were talking today. Like Jason Hayward said that, like, Ichiro was like a huge inspiration for him too.
Yeah. So Minerva, anything else you want to kind of comment on before we take off here and we get our towels out and we soak up all the water in the server room here?
Yeah, let me grab a couple of towels from my closet. No, I honestly am excited for this set. Excited for this cycle. Honestly, a lot of great content already. If you guys already talked about, Spore has been doing a great job introducing a lot of interesting cards already at launch, and I've got faith in him that he's going to bring some really interesting cards this year. You know, he's a great guy, makes some great stuff, and looking forward to whatever happens this year.
And we don't know if there'll be any kind of spotlight packs this year, any kind of specialty packs that come out. Typically last year when TWIPT was done on Thursdays, they would release a special pack and you would go to your player card packs and there'd be something called a spotlight pack, which would have opportunities to get that day's cards in those packs. And we don't know. We don't know what they have for us after the first kind of major set release here.
There's some questions in chat. I thought was interesting. Music Lessons asking, is it common to put a player in early to be followed by a meta version later? I don't know if it's common, but it happens. And so if you are unhappy that your card, one of your favorite players starts off with like a high diamond or something like that, and that they've had perfects in the past, there's a good chance that they'll have a perfect later in the cycle. The great thing about most players' careers is there is a career arc, and so you'll have, we had rainbows last year of many players, from Ricky Henderson, of course, the Lou Gehrig's, the Jackie Robinsons, and I imagine in a year with Hall of Fame core, partnership, in a year that Ichiro is going to be a Hall of Famer, pretty much on the first ballot, you have to imagine that there's going to be a rainbow-ish of Ichiros along the way. So it is possible to do that.
And especially with the... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, just quickly, Attica wants to start up a theme team of players that have to do with water. So here we go. He's got a couple to add to his list already.
You can add UL Washington to that one. Washington.
Hey, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Wash. I didn't think about Wash. Drew Waters, future legend. There you go.
Especially with the Treasure Trove. I apologize, gentlemen.
The
Treasure Trove last year. The Treasure Trove last year was a good example of adding cards later on that were better than their previous iterations in the cycle. And I know he's not doing it right away, but once the Treasure Trove starts up, I'm sure we'll see some interesting cards there too.
We would often see players with 2 perfect cards. I mean, sometimes you see a player come out with a perfect card early in the game, and then later on they have another perfect card that comes out. So yeah, there's a word they use called power creep, a term, power creep. And over the course of a cycle, the ratings start to go up on players, and players outperform previous cards that come out. Kind of natural part of the game that as you produce content, the cards kind of get better and better and better and replace ones that are out. But every once in a while, you get cards that are long lasting. We had Hank Aaron that came out really early in OOTP 23. He was the mission live reward, I believe. And he lasted for months as kind of one of the key players in OOTP 23. So we will see where it goes. Sometimes, as Spora says, sometimes 7 perfect cards.
Who's got the record for most perfect cards in a perfect league or perfect team season? Like, I know Pujols had 2 perfects early in the cycle last year.
Mike Trout had a couple perfects in 21.
I know Mike Trout had.
Yeah. Probably a live player like a Verlander or Scherzer or Kershaw, like someone that has a live plus some of his historical representations, I would think. But good question.
I think there's been a couple with have had 2 historical perfects. We've definitely seen some of those in the past too. Never seen 3 historical perfects, but we have seen what I always like to call the peakier cards, right? Which happens sometimes in a cycle. We had like the Fred McGriff got in the Hall of Fame, so we got a peakier card that was actually lower rated overall. Again, never pay attention to the overall rating on the card, and then it was better than the perfect that had come out earlier in the cycle. Because you got to do that when you got special things that happen. So
yeah, and just to mention too, the kind of little things you can do in Perfect Team for all those new players. Again, I like to kind of always keep instructing the new people that are out there. And we got a lot of people in the chat here, and some that might be lurking that are new to the game. Within Perfect Team, there's a couple other ways you can play other than the regular, league play and just put cards and hope you do well. EVC runs the theme team crew. And so if you see teams that have TTC at the end of it, those are teams that have created rosters for a specific theme. So we have Stargell Stars, which I would imagine are all teammates that have been with Willie Stargell at some point.
It's actually all Pirates cards.
All Pirates cards.
Pittsburgh and Pirate players. Yeah.
What's the Springfield Isotopes?
Springfield Isotopes all have player names that are similar to players or characters from The Simpsons.
Okay. Harry's Club and Cities.
That's Cubs fan 23, Steve's team of all players on teams that Harry Carey did announcing for during his career.
How about this character here? EVCs.
I don't know. I could not figure out what it is. Something to do with the letters EV and C, I think.
He's in silver too. Boy, he's watch out. He's a shark. Careful with that guy.
Don't worry, they're going to get out of bronze.
We've got Max Power.
That's Attica's team, and that's basically all the players have like the highest power rating or the highest stuff rating in the game.
Florida Crazy Men.
So I don't know. I haven't seen Frostcrest's entry yet. He comes in every year, but I think it's going to be all players with Florida ties, played for Florida teams, born in Florida, died in Florida.
And then the team that we're part of here, we're on the roster, Manchester Manly Men.
That's
Minerva, what's that all about?
Reinvented from Suiji's team a couple seasons ago. It is any player with the year of the card. They had to have a mustache that season.
A real life mustache in the season. Okay. So not on the card in the card art, but on in the team. Okay. Birthday Boys. What's that one, EBC?
The Birthday Boys is kind of one of the most intense, crazy themes that we have. Every week of league play, every person on the 26-man roster has to have a birth month that matches the week that league plays. So everything that's in this week are all March birthdays. Come the first league play starting in an April Monday, he has to switch the entire squad into April birthdays, and it continues for the entire cycle, which is craziness. But he's won a couple championships with that last season. He's going to do it again this year.
You live in Florida, EBC, because the Crazy Men are, I think, I hear some sirens in the background.
It's MIC, baby.
I wonder if this is all names that have been in the headlines of Florida newspapers. There you go.
It's hard to say.
There's another theme team. What do we got? Sandwich Futures. What the heck is that?
Sandwich Futures is one of my favorites. It's based on some characters and a couple episodes in Futurama. But basically, the starting nine, the first letters of the starting nine, and the first letters of the 5 rotation spell out a sandwich. So last year, it was tuna salad on rye. The year before that, it was roast beef sando. And this year, it is patty melt and then fries. So again, one of our other favorite ones that we've got.
And he has to put them in that order in the lineup
they have
too.
to be in that order in the lineup, which makes it entertaining.
What if somebody substitutes for that team? Then it's all messed up.
You change one thing, it's all messed up. Yeah. It's
Bob Cajun Bobs.
That's the Bobs. Every single player has to be Bob or Bobby. So that's why we have the Bob emotes. Tsuiji is the king of theme teams, and the Bobs.
And Yo Dodger Bob, 99 problems. Curve ain't one of them.
These are all players. Again, I'm just learning this one. He's new this year, and it's all players that played for teams that are on Highway 99 in California. So a lot of minor leagues in Middle California alumni in that one.
I'm afraid to ask about 37 crabs in a trench coat.
I have to look that one up. I forgot. I introduced them on the roll call on Monday. Okay. It is everyone on that squad has to have a uniform number that either starts in the 30s from 30 to 39 or has an ending number in 7. So it's a uniform number theme team. It's our first uniform number theme team so far this cycle.
Well, you know who the captain is. 37, the greatest 37 to play the game.
Who? I'm not. No, I don't.
Are you guys serious?
It's
You
one of
don't know
his favorites.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was for. It's Steve. It's Dave Steve. He wore 37.
Oh my gosh.
I love that theme team. Go 37 theme team. The greatest number 37 you're ever going to see in the game.
I had no idea.
Hey,
Oh my
he's on
gosh.
my Manchester Manly men, so.
Hey, is he? Okay. Well, hey, no wonder I brought you on the show here. So you had good intuition. Bring that Minerva kid on. The other way that you can play the game.
Spora wants to come on and just be Steve. Just talk about Steve the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Spore. If you want to come on, let's bring Spore on for a bit. because as long as you're all dry, I don't want to get the furniture all wet here, Spore. Have you finished your mopping? Are you good? You're ready to come on? Okay.
Let me throw my dishes in there too. I'll wash the dishes.
Okay.
The other thing, the other thing is that I want to give a shout out to your stuff. You're doing all these pack only teams, and a couple of your pack only teams have been in the finals for the daily bagels and schmear, which I'm just finishing off my bagel here in schmear.
Oh, how did
Right.
I do today? I gotta look. I'm in that.
And
one too.
yesterday, Athens Turts PCK won the bagels and schmear yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's an up and comer. That's the music lessons has been replaced as rookie of the year. That
Who's that one?
is I can't remember the username now. Oh, yeah, I'll remember it in a bit. But yeah, the packs only. So one other way that you can play this game, we have the theme teams run by EVC, and then we have the packs only with the PCK somewhere on their name. So if you come across any teams with PCK, these are managers that want to play with cards that they only get in packs. So that's a card from any of the packs on the card shop. It's a card from specialty packs, from spotlight packs, from choice packs. You are not allowed to buy anything off the card shop. That's the caveat here. You cannot go here and look for certain cards to put on your team. Packs only. It's a packs only club. And we're hoping that the friend lists are going to work this week and we'll be able to get in similar leagues because, it's kind of more of a free to play kind of way to enjoy the game. And it's a community with, how many do we got now on this? We've got 150, 75. So yeah, we're closing in on just over 80. So if you want to get involved in a theme team kind of situation, contact EVC. If you want to get involved in a packs only situation, contact me. I'll send you a link to our kind of friend list sheet. And it's just a fun way to play the game and get in leagues with other packs only teams. All right. The second greatest Dave Steeb fan out there. Welcome in, Spore. Are you dry?
Hello, I am dry. Not knowing who number 37 is. Jesus.
Is Shar dry? Because I know she's lower to the floor.
Yes, thankfully we lifted her up. Actually, it might have been her water bowl that tipped over, hit the card database server, and screwed everything up. It might have been. She's tired of me talking about baseball all the time, so she just boom. I'm going to take care of this, and that way Dad can't stream.
Well, give everyone an update on because we did post your message there in the chat, but just for those that
so right now there has been a leak at the server facility that hosts the card database. So as you can see, you guys are still able to play. Everything's good on that front, which thank goodness. But where the card database is, it is not up right now because they had a water leak. They're taking care of that. We're kind of getting intermittent information there, so I don't have any ETA, and that's why we might have to postpone the show today. I'll keep y'all posted as soon as I know something 100%. Right now, if they give me the word, I'm ready to go, jump on and get to getting. But if it lasts too long, then we're probably just gonna have to move it till tomorrow. So sorry about that. It's kind of act of God type of thing that you just don't foresee coming. I will say this. Better today than last week, right? I mean,
yes,
that would have been an absolute nightmare last week. So, as much as it stinks, I was so excited. I truly cannot wait for y'all to see this set. I got some incredible surprises that are ready to drop. But as excited as I am for that, we can be patient. A couple hours, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. But I'll let y'all know as soon as I got something.
All right. Well, you know my love for Dave Steeb. Tell us about your interactions and thoughts about the greatest 37 ever.
I mean, growing up, kind of watching him. Obviously, I'm not as old as my chat makes me sound sometimes, but a lot of my childhood, Dave Steeb was up there as one of the best pitchers in the American League, if not all of baseball. Kind of going toe to toe with Jack Morris, and despite being a Tigers fan, I wasn't the biggest Jack Morris fan, so I would actually cape for Dave Stieb and say that he was the better pitcher of the 80s and really kind of prop him up over Jack Morris, even before the analytics really started to kind of have a pushback on Jack Morris. And I love Dave Stieb. So again, this is from childhood, carried on throughout, kind of my my adult life. And then when what was it? Secret Base did the well, it was SB Nation. That Secret Base is like one of their shows. But when it was when SB Nation did their big documentary on Dave Stieb, and I learned so much more about him, made me like him even more. I mean, you know about the one hitters. That's kind of the one thing that he was always known for too. But he was just such an awesome pitcher. And with his mustache, he kind of looked like my dad. So that's probably why I kind of liked him too. Let's just be honest. He kind of reminded me of my dad. So I think that gave me some affinity for him too. Now, Jack Morris obviously had a mustache too, but Dave Stieb better looking than Jack Morris, aka my dad better looking than Jack Morris as well.
What do you think about because he was on the All-Star ballot, on the Hall of Fame ballot for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe he was snubbed, or do you believe that he kind of fell where he should have fell?
He's the Hall of Very Good, and sometimes I kind of, does it really matter if the guy like that gets 4 or 5 years of consideration or 1? No, probably not. But it would have been nice. It's one of those things like it would have been nice. But no, push come to shove, I don't quite put him in. Like, again, I do think he has a very strong case to be the pitcher of the 80s, and at least of the American League. And you say, okay, well, you dominate a decade of a particular league at your position. Is that good enough for the Hall of Fame? Not quite. I mean, no Cy Youngs, which isn't always up to him, and he gets a little bit of the bad treatment because he was a surly dude. He wasn't terribly kind to the writers, and so they took that out on him. Now that's a failure of their job, though, right? Like that their feelings get so hurt. Yeah, like I'm not going to deny that he was a jerk, but as a jerk myself, I don't think that should prevent you from winning the awards that you richly deserve. And I do think there's a few seasons in there that he certainly deserves much more consideration than he got with like 7th place Cy Young finishes, namely in 1985 there. Actually, I don't know who won, so I don't want to speak too far out of turn on that. Let me see who won that one. Oh, that was the Saberhagen season, so I won't go too hard on that one. But he still shouldn't have been 7th. That's the thing. He should have been neck and neck with Saberhagen that year. And honestly, if you stack the two up, no, I can actually make a case for Steve in 85. And the fact that he finished 7th is a travesty. And you don't even need advanced analytics, right? Because I know a lot of times we look back and we say, oh, this guy's WAR was so much higher. That stat didn't even exist in the 80s, so how could they have known that? But if you go by the things that they generally loved, you look at ERA, which is a flawed stat, don't get me wrong. But Dave Steeves was 248. It was the best in baseball among starters. Brett Saberhagen's was 287, so a pretty big gap there. He threw 30 more innings than Brett Saberhagen. The whips were a bit different, 106 to 114. But yeah, I think I'm coming out with Steve there. Now, I don't know how good Toronto was in 85, and as stupid as this sounds, a lot of times team finish mattered for awards back then. No, the Jays finished first, so that shouldn't have cost them either. Honestly, I have no idea what they were doing in 85. The Jays were better than the Royals, so even though that shouldn't be a factor, it used to be. So I bet it comes down to the fact that he was a surly jerk.
Yeah. I think his personality definitely cost him. And you look at, charts like this and, fantastic months he had, but it also translated into good seasons. Again, on the verge of multiple no hitters, perfect game spoiled by just a crappy bounce
Crazy.
over the second baseman's head, and a guy like the New York Yankee one that broke it up there,
Roberto Kelly.
Right. And Rich Grisham, I think he's a silver card in the game right now. And Rich Grisham pulled him yesterday on his stream.
That's like, amazing. Oh. No, don't show me that card. And D-Block, yes, the Royals won in 85, but thankfully that didn't influence votes because votes are cast before the playoffs because they don't want that sort of thing influencing awards because it shouldn't, right? Team context should not affect the MVP either. I don't agree that it should. If you put up 10 WAR, I don't care if the team is in last place. It's not your fault. It's an individual award, not a team-based award. So anyway, I think Dave Stieb should at least have one Cy Young and probably a handful of second, third place finishes. Instead, he has a 4th, a fifth, and 2 sevenths. And that really shows you how disliked he was. And again, partly due to himself, because he was not a very nice guy. But, you know, he doesn't want to play the politics of it. And I respect that he was who he was, as opposed to kind of kowtowing to the writers there just to maybe get some votes.
And he comes back in 1998.
And blasts him.
Come back, and you know who's at the plate here but Roberto Kelly in 1998, July, and Dave Stieb.
And he does it the right way. You know, he hits him in the tush. You know, nothing too terrible there. I'm not much for throwing at guys, even amongst a favorite of mine like Dave Stieb. You know, I always talk about how Bob Gibson acts like he was so tough for throwing baseballs at people. I'm like, that's the least tough thing he did. He was a great pitcher and a major competitor, but like throwing baseballs at guys because they had success against you is about the weakest thing that you could do. But that one seems more of like you got me hat tip. I'm going to hit you in the tush with one. Here's a free base. Not really trying to headhunt somebody. And that's on the border of like, I don't think that one's out there to hurt somebody. It's more of like, it's in a weird way a hat tip. Here's your free base. I don't want you to do me dirty like you did last time.
All are very good, but if you look at, you know, the 7-year wonder statistics here, top 25 pitchers first 7 years of their MLB seasons, and look who's number 8, Dave Stieb, amongst Hall of Famers everywhere. Kershaw's going to get in there. Clemens, Grove, Seaver, he's there. He's, like you said, though, I think the writers, he just got in the bad books with them, and that cost him.
And peak matters, right? And there's a lot of that discussion of peak versus longevity. And not that he didn't have any longevity either, because he wasn't somebody, Steve wasn't somebody that just played for a few years. But, you know, he had a great run there where he was really, if not the very best pitcher in all baseball, the second best. Like, you can't go much deeper than that. He was truly, truly dominant and deserves his love. And hey, we gave it to him last year, and don't worry, Lap, we're going to give it to him again this year. I'm going to be happy to put out some great Dave Stieb cards. So stay tuned for those.
All right. Any questions of Spore EBC while we got him here?
No, I'm just trying to find the fascination around Steve. I'm looking at his stats, and I'm just not impressed.
You clearly didn't watch him. You clearly did not watch him pitch. He was.
I didn't.
So
I didn't care about the American League. I was in the National League.
That is a thing. You know, my dad was an American. You know, we grew up in Detroit, so we're an American League family, and there really was that divide. I mean, baseball is a very regional game. I mean, we see it very clearly even today, right? People talk about the national ratings of things, and yet the game locally still does exceedingly well, even in the internet age when you can follow everything. It is still a very localized game. But yeah, you just have to watch Dave Stieb, watch the documentary and understand how great he was, because I admit there's not a ton of black ink, which means that he led the league in something. It's not the most impressive BREF page. I understand that.
I was in StatHead looking at like 1980s, give me the top pitcher seasons by FIP, right? Because that's just and he was not. He has with number 77 and number 107.
What about 82, 83, 84, where he led baseball in pitcher war, or in war over at Baseball Reference? 7.6, 7.9, and then 6.8 in 1985 when he probably deserved the Cy Young. I mean, come on, he was absolutely dominant. Really, from 80 to 85 is that major dominance period. Then the injuries start to strike up. Then he rebirths a little bit in 88 for 88, 89, 90. But like, you cannot deny a heavy 10-year run. He was a multi-time All-Star. You know, he's making the All-Star 7 times. So excellent pitcher. He's the Kevin Appier of the 80s. He's so much better than Kevin Appier. It's not even funny. And Kevin Appier, a very fine pitcher, but Dave Stieb is so much better than him that how dare you? Absolutely, how dare you?
No, I mean, listen, I have all this love for Fernando Valenzuela, but beyond his first year where he was just unreal, and then sort of pitched his arm off, and he didn't have the same kind of stamina experience to get himself to the Hall. But
that's right.
It is what it's kind of your exposure and what you grew up with, especially in our era in the 80s and 70s.
Hey, Cavacom. Listen. No, I was going to say something. No. It was too mean. I'm not going to do it.
Again, the book too. I don't know if you've read the book Spore that Dave put out.
Did you finally get it? Did you finally get the book?
I did not, because it is hard to find, like, at a reasonable price.
Someone
it's
out
selling-
there
What do,
needs
what
to
do we consider
find-
reasonable?
Well, $50 maybe shipped.
Oh my God, it's $83.
What's that?
I said it's $83. I'm looking at
Yeah.
it right now.
That's and that's
Yeah.
before shipping to Canada, which is about
Yeah.
another 100.
Oh my goodness, yes.
So
It is.
All right,
It is.
I'm getting this book for laptop. I'm gonna figure this
Man,
out.
it is expensive out there. Like
I haven't read it either.
I've been looking at garage sales. I've been looking at used bookstores, and for some reason, maybe it's
I'm
just
gonna
they didn't
wrangle up 2
publish them yet.
copies. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get us each a copy.
All right.
I got it. That's my mission.
Okay, we'll read it together, Spore.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
I like that.
Tonight we're reading chapter 1.
We can do a
Okay.
read along. I love that idea.
Books on Tape by Spore and Laptop Hound.
Bang.
Like
And
either,
I'll,
of you, like either of you have any time to actually read a book.
correct. As I have 2 books sitting on my desk here and act like I'm going to read them anytime, especially with the season starting. Like
Hey,
the off
I'm
season
just
is my
happy
best
looking
chance.
at it. I'm looking at the cover. I'm just like,
It's a
Page
nice
Steve.
book.
yeah,
He's a handsome devil.
yeah, it is. As we stall to see if the servers come back online
Yeah,
here.
I keep looking for the channels in Slack to light up white, which means there's a new message, and so far so bad. So y'all, I would plan for no stream today. Let's just be honest right now. It's not official yet, but let's lean that way. And if I get great news, I'll bring it to you and I'll go live immediately. But otherwise, we're probably looking at tomorrow. Hopefully, we're looking at tomorrow. I hope it doesn't get pushed off to the weekend. But yeah, I haven't heard anything else yet. If you're just joining us, there's a water leak at the server facility, which houses our card database. And right now we can't release content. So I don't want to show y'all a bunch of stuff. Go ahead.
How does that work? You have a card database that's in the system already, so you've got it copied somewhere, but the actual live database where you update basically is...
You are asking me questions way above my pay grade. I do not know, and I'm not even going to pretend to know.
Can you share with us just a teaser of how many cards are in the set this week?
20.
20. There you go.
That I will give you. 20 cards, 11 and 9 is the breakdown. And I'll let you guess which is which.
So there you go. Go check out that video over there. Meet Dave. You'll probably have a completely different perspective of him, and find out a little bit more.
I could give away something that's like kind of big, but kind of interesting. I mean, since like the guess the set's done, right?
Guess the set is closed. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives away like a decent amount, but I think I'll do it since we got to wait maybe till tomorrow anyway.
Oh, just wait before you do that. If this is a big announcement, this deserves a little drum roll.
None of the picks were bunk.
Yes.
None of them.
Yes.
They were all correct. Like, I think the first time ever that you nailed it. So nobody's getting a point for that.
Okay, without telling us
that's a great thing. If you didn't watch the video, you're lucky this week because no points. That's awesome.
Without telling us specifically, did one of our locks pan out?
Who were the locks again? Can I hear them?
I picked Ichiro. Minerva picked Kenji, right?
Kenji Jojima?
Yeah, Jojima.
No, he picked
Yuhara.
Yuhara.
Okay. Koji.
And EBC, you picked.
I had Park, which is a lot. It was on my bunk.
Yeah, so we know that that's correct. Between the other two, there is a correct answer.
Ooh, all right.
So, there you go.
Works for me.
Teaser.
6 players now on
That's
some.
enough.
Well, 5 for sure, and then a 6th that you can guess between 2 players.
There you go.
Okay. Well,
And
Spore,
there
thanks
is
for coming
also
on.
one last thing. There is also a special LE that is related but isn't, and that's all I'm gonna say. And you can try to figure out what that means, but I can't give it out yet.
I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to spoil it for everyone.
Message me, and I want to know if you're right because you're on fire this week. So, message me.
Spore,
what
how have
think
you
it
been
is.
playing the game so far in OOTP 25? What have you been dabbling in?
Oh, I've been playing mostly the live tournaments. I've been loving the live gold, live silver, live diamond, and PDs. Of course, I was in the 2 pop-ups for the Korea game, so those were fun. We were playing those out during the watch parties. And I have been saving slots for 5L and EVC. They're really hard to get into. So once my final draft ends, at the end of the night, I don't refill that slot until the 5L and the EVC come live, because right now you really got to hold spots if you want to play those every day. And so I just want to play those two right now. And then I kind of have that third rotating spot.
I've been beaten again in my daily bagels and schmear. I have the leaderboard if you want to share it at all for the last 5 days, but I got beaten again today. I can't get very far in it. But the daily bagels and schmear, our winners so far: Hawkeye Hellraisers, the Sundown Sloths, Danger Noodles, Hardware City Rock Cats, yesterday's a PCK team, PAX only team, the Athens Turks beating out the Mile High Mayhem. And those are our winners. And I've gotten beaten again today. Today it's Bras da Peak, Tireless Lumber Packs beating me in the second round. And I think I've gotten only to the third round in my own tournament. So there you go. Failing.
5L, we got our leaderboard too, and it is still wide up in the air. Waikiki, Portland, Richmond. We got 5 teams that each have won. We've only had 5 tournaments so far. So it's great to see community get involved in these. But as Sporer said, it fills up quick, and you got to leave roster spots open if you want to get in there. Today's...
Lap, EVC, you can answer the same question, but have you guys talked with Nico about possibly expanding?
We cannot confirm nor deny.
That's fine. You don't have to say anything. I'm just like, because
I don't want it to be a weekly. So
no. It wouldn't, like, what I understood, and he's probably had conversations with y'all, but what I understood is that if it went to 128, that's the only thing that would change. There would not be more points for it. It would not be treated like a weekly. So you'd have to win 2 rounds to then get a single point on the leaderboards. It would just be able to facilitate more people. So I don't know. I'm not trying to tease anything on that. Those are y'all's decisions. Those are y'all's tournaments. But the way he explained it to me was that he's not going to restructure the whole thing into a weekly. It's just that if he added it to 128, it would just still adhere to the same point structure, just moved up. So you'd have to do better to get more the same points.
Yeah.
So
there is something in the works, at least for my tournament, that is going to be allow more people to play it. And something
not
in the
trying
works.
to put you on the spot there. I mean, actually, I guess I was trying to put you on the spot, but not in a negative way or anything.
And I don't know that I want to go to 128. I just feel like that's even further to get into any chance of getting packs. I mean, I think, that's one of the things that I find hard, and it's just me playing. Like last year, when at least if you won a round, if you're good enough to at least win a round, you were able to at least walk away with some packs.
Yeah.
It felt good. It's harder now, having to win 2 rounds.
We're not going to put a second one, Brent. That I don't believe that's going to. I don't want to lap. You don't have to speak in anything to that, but I don't believe that a second version is going to happen. Look, you guys want to be in a particular tournament, you got to keep the spot open right now. I know it's a little tough because things are filling quickly. That's part of like early cycle though too. So, everyone got more slots with the PT Plus going away. So, one of the downsides of that is that things are going to fill up quicker. And so if you want to be in these certain ones, you got to hold spots. And I learned the hard way. I only made it to round 2 in both of y'all's. And I was like, I'll just re-sign up. And they were both filled by the time I got eliminated in round 2 that day.
It's nuts. I mean, I think that's the thing right now too. If you've got, they're all going. They're all like, the sign up for a perfect draft right now is 24 hours before you actually.
Maybe just commit to ones that you like and just only sign up for those every day. And that's how that's what I'm at.
But you can't, because they fill up usually before you get a chance if you stay in it long enough. You have to keep a slot open each time.
That's what I'm saying. That third one needs to be open. Like pick 2 that you want to be in and keep that third slot pretty much open. Like I'm in one that will go off later this afternoon. It'll be well done. Even if I win the whole thing, it's not going to run into y'all's tournament. So I will just leave that spot open then at that point. Daily life before OOTP, I'm going to be in that one. So you have to, if you have 3, if you want to play 3 all the time, 2 around one time, the bagel and schmear and laptop, and then another one in the afternoon or evening. And then you don't fill that slot once it comes.
Right.
That's my best way to do it right now.
And I'm just cycling between different teams, basically. Like I need to get in, at least one of my teams or somebody has to get into the bagels and schmear every day. So I cycle, but
And for me, this one fires off at 7 a.m. about 7:30 my time. So if I'm not in here by 8:30 my time, it's pretty close to full. So
usually by an hour it's gone.
Got to set the alarm.
It's definitely tough. And listen, like Cage Wisdom says, keeping a slot open is major wasted value. And if everything is about extracting as much value as you can out of it, then you have to consider that too. Yep. But it's give and take, right? Everything can't work perfectly, right? So you can't have an objection for everything. If you want to play, then you got to keep a spot open. If you're willing to not be in those on some days, then fill your slots as they come. Like you just got to make some tough decisions right now.
And some familiar names, of course, D Blocks in the third round here, the Makadkar, Wabanaki, Passamaquoddy, they always seem to do well. And we got this EVC's Temptations.
Look at that.
What
Temptation Sing. Yes, that's my team, because that's my PAX only team. And I'm tempted all the time. So I've been learning laptop this year not to go in the auction house. And every time I get over 1,000 perfect points, I buy a pack so I don't get tempted.
All right. Well done. See, we can change even someone in their elder years like EVC. We can change him. In terms of live card, you're a live player, you said. What are some in drafts where we see live cards? Who are some names we should be watching for that you see performing well in drafts?
There's a Spore favorite, I know, Tristan McKenzie.
Absolutely. He's a stud. I'm a big Jack Sawinski fan. He's great again this year. He was a silver god last year. He's a gold god this year. Will Benson's a really nice card. Actually, I can pull up one of my rosters here. Let me pull up my silver roster and give you some of my faves, although I do have to update that one. But I've been doing pretty well in the live gold lately. And by the way, folks, if you don't have all of the tier that you're joining, say you're joining silver and you don't have 26 silvers you love, you can bring in some bronzes with it. Like, not everyone is rocking. Like in that gold, I got kind of a half silver, half gold team, and it's been pretty competitive. But some other silvers I really like is my boy Jake Fraley. I actually really like him in real life too, with the TJ Friedel injury. Spencer Steer's pretty nice. Let's see. On the pitching side, Kyle Harrison looks pretty good. I think we treated him very nicely with the live, because right now there's a very particular build with a lot of the pitchers. Good BABIP, good control, bad home run suppression. So if you can find a guy that you like that has some BABIP with home run suppression, hold on to that guy like it's as tight as you can. And Kyle Harrison has 75 BABIP, 76 home run suppression, and a 110 stuff. Yeah. Now he gives it back with some control, but he's a really nice card. So those are some silvers I like.
I'm writing things down.
All right, guys. How about you know what? Just spur the moment here. How about we do a bounty draft with the four of us, trying to decide on which cards to pick? You guys up for that?
Sure.
You got time to do like a 10-minute bounty draft here? Okay.
Absolutely.
Let me get the game going here, because it just crashed just as I was saying that. So let me get it going here.
Uh-oh. Did Shar spill more water on it?
Uh-oh. Shar.
Come on, Shar.
Shar, help me out here.
That was so funny. EVC, oh my God, the imitation of me. If you guys missed it on Dr. D's stream yesterday, EVC was ripping out his comedy bit. He was doing D-block imitation, and then he did one of me. Those clips are available on Dr. D's channel. I highly, highly recommend you go find those. They're very, very funny.
What? EVC does impersonations?
Yes. Will we have tourneys with preset cards as the first round like we did? Wait, what? When did we have that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. The pop-ups. Possibly. That's Nico's purview, Cicero, but possibly we will have some pop-ups where you have to pick these certain 4, 5, or 6 cards in the first round, and then you build your team from there. I can't speak to it for sure, though.
Someone's going to try to do all the people that didn't sign yet, like JD Martinez and Montgomery and like Snell. And
Lorenzen until yesterday.
Yeah, throw them all in as a first round. Like the What About Me? I think that was Cicero's idea, which is
that's actually really clever. I do like that.
And since you're going to have to, they probably will get introduced at a later date, you could kind of make it part of the thing, like as a celebration of a mid-April, the What About Me squad. You could have a What About Me pop-up would be kind of
Scott Boris done me wrong, Tourney.
Same thing. It's just an alternate name.
Same vibe, just different name. Yep. Just changing the frame of reference, but yeah. And generally, I would say, pretty much without a doubt, he's the best agent in the game, at least by reputation. But I don't know what happened here. I mean, the fact that like JD Martinez can't find a job. And I understand like a DH. Okay, you know, it's not the end of the world. That
so
a DH
good with the Dodgers.
was excellent last year, and this
Oh
guy
my
can't
God.
find a job somewhere. Miami, what are you doing? Doesn't he have
makes
ties
me-
to Miami? And they need hitting like
Yeah.
crazy. Just pop him in that slot, and they might actually find themselves competing a little bit.
It makes
You know,
no sense.
they were like a decent team last year. You add a 30 home run hitter there. Come on. I can't believe it took Michael Lorenzen so long. So I cannot believe that Jordan Montgomery is unsigned right now. That makes no sense to me.
I
No,
agree.
it's nuts.
See, like
Okay.
it took forever to Snell to sign too, and
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
It took entirely too long.
And you knew that those two were dancing the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
West Coast, San Francisco needs pitching. It was like,
What's the
hang
hang up here? Yeah, was it like, you know, just they were that far apart in the money? What's going? I don't know.
And I'm telling you, like, if Snell really had a 6-year, $150 million deal on the table from the Yankees, why would he have not taken the guaranteed?
I don't know.
Like, why would you walk away with a one and prove myself deal again? It just makes the
how much
AAV
more
not
can
worth
you
it.
prove yourself than winning a Cy Young? As you know, so amazing this year.
It makes
All right, we got a bounty set up here, guys. If you want to get involved and win some packs, you got to knock this team out. This is my Jim Unknown Blue Jays team. You got to knock them out. We put emotes chat only for Chav Delicho 88 used his Hound Biscuits for the emote only chat. So we're going to keep that on for 10 minutes. 10-minute draft, ID 41, perfect drafts, best of 5, 16 teams. Get in, declare that you're in the chat. Let us know that you're part of this. And if you knock us out, you get 5 packs.
You mean I need to get in?
Yeah, you want us to answer?
No.
I don't have a slot. We're drafting a team together.
Yeah, we're drafting a team. Okay, good. Okay.
Got it.
All right.
Okay.
You know, I tell you what. Go ahead.
I like the Reggie Smith card a lot, but
that Reggie Smith is pretty nice. Let's take a look at him.
My vote's for Rivera. How can you not take Rivera?
Just because he's going to be a closer. It's one inning.
Exactly. That's the tough.
By the way, every game.
Can I just say I have that Mo. I was fortunate enough to pull him, and he is having the most wretched season possible for me right now. It is
really.
It's unbelievable. Like, I don't believe it. Like, I'm not getting rid of him or anything, but you would not believe me that he has a 5.73 ERA and a 1.25 WHIP right now in 38 innings. It's crazy. But anyway,
Reggie Smith. I think he's got better eye and power combo than Dalrymple.
What's Dalrymple look like this year? He was actually sneak tip nice for me last year in tournaments, but I think I like the Reggie Smith more as well.
Okay. Minerva?
Yeah. Reggie Smith.
Reggie Smith it is.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to see Dalrymple. I'm good with Smith.
Edgar.
I like the Edgar. He rakes. Let's just hit.
Surprisingly, that Navarro card, I have him on my main team. I'm in rookie, but he's good too. Splitty.
Ooh, I like that framing too, especially for live era. Yeah, he kills lefties. That's a nice little card. Who put that out? Who picked that card?
Is this complimenting the chef sort of thing?
Probably some hot guy put that guy. He probably put that Diner Navarro out. What a good guy.
Dave Steve's a content creator? What?
yes, exactly. Dave McNally bringing Brooks Robinson and Mark Belanger with him again with that 146 BABIP. I mean, that's pretty hot, but I'm down for Edgar personally.
Okay. There's 2 votes for Edgar. All right.
Well,
let's look at your Blue Jay.
Now, I will say, for the first time maybe ever, the lives are at least in play. Normally, we would look at this and say Carl Taylor or Bobby Ojeda, but like the lives are hot. So there might actually be a decent live here with the Kyle Tucker, or I don't know about Bo because he never walks. And I don't only draft I, but when it's like a 50, I'm just like, I don't think so. What's the Tucker look like? I think he's pretty decent.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
I kind of like Tucker. Let me see the Ojeda again.
Is he a starter, right? No, yeah, he's a starter.
Oh, we're going to run out of time if we do this with that. Yeah, let's take Ojeda.
Yeah,
you know what? Let's do this. Let's do this. Each of us picks a round. Let's starting with Laptop next round, and then we go because we're going to run out of time otherwise.
All right. We'll go Sporer and I in this round, 1 card each.
Okay, Kelvin Escobar.
Escobar? Okay, I'm going to take...
And then it'll be EVC and Minerva after that in the next round. That's a good way with the 2 picks. If we run out of time, not my fault. My pick was in quick.
All right, I'm going Jim Doyle. All right, EVC and Minerva.
Have to pick Johnny Grubb. I'm leaving this call. You have to pick the Tiger.
Okay.
I'm leaving this call.
He
No, I'm
took
just
your
kidding.
song.
I'm
I'm
kidding.
taking Hugh Duffy or Matsui. I'm gonna take Hugh Duffy.
Yes.
Got to
Okay.
Hugh Duffy.
All right. Let's take. Can I see Tommy Griffith real quick?
No.
No thanks. I'll take Agondo. And some
Where is he?
pictures.
All right, there. Okay, I'm gonna check out these pictures here.
You want Tommy John, I think.
I think so. That was gonna be my other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tommy John.
Okay, great.
Love the pink on that card.
Right?
Okay.
Very bright.
Matches my
Yes.
shirt.
Minerva
Jim Rowland.
EDC.
Jim Rowland, maybe.
Yeah.
Jim Rowland.
We're at
He's my
4
closer
catchers.
in my 1960s.
4 catchers out of 10, so we're doing pretty well.
EVC.
I don't know Silver's well. Let's see.
I don't like the Brooks too much. Birdie to Betts is good for catcher, but we've got a decent
That Lou
catcher already.
Fett. That Lou Fett isn't too bad. We don't have a catcher. Do we?
Nope.
No, we don't. We don't have a catcher
catcher.
eligible.
Oh,
but there's gonna be 6 more, so we don't have to push catcher.
Right, right.
That Lou Fett isn't terrible, EVC, if you want to look at him.
Where is he? Yeah, let's take him. That was the one I was looking at.
Okay.
Oof.
All right.
Ooh, good cards here.
I'll take a recommendation. Minerva, go ahead.
Will Clark can hit.
Will Clark is very good.
So we'll have to DH him or Edgar. That's fine. I'll take Will Clark. I'm down with that. I co-sign.
Okay.
The Mission Edition ones I did hand edit, so those ones I stand by more than some of the live launch deck cards that might have got exploded by some algorithm.
Donnie
changes.
Moore, any good for you? Donnie Moore is a pitcher, reliever, bottom right.
Oh, that BABIP is.
Yeah.
What about Stamen?
What's Moynihan look like? Well, and Downing might have catcher eligibility sneaky.
Let's go Stamen.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stamen. I think that's a good call.
Be right back, Jen. Sorry.
That's
What
okay.
what does Landworth look like from a catching stand? Center left, yeah.
Not too bad. No
Yeah.
power, but like everything else, not too bad.
I like that. Compare him to Jerry Willard in the upper right.
What's
Yeah.
the defense comparison look like? Oh, Willard's framing is hot. If we want,
Maybe we should take them both. You want to take them both?
I'm fine with that. Then we're done with catchers regardless.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. What's Shugart look like? I'm just so attracted to that art.
Yeah,
Sorry
me
about
too.
that.
That's the first one I went to. Yeah, love that card art.
His defense stinks, unfortunately.
I use Frenchie in my Manly Men. He's okay.
Let's see, Frenchie.
You can play a couple.
Oh yeah,
third
nice
base
outfield. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
down
you
with
pick him up.
Frenchie. I like that, Recco.
Frenchie.
How about a shortstop? Do we have shortstop defense?
We
yet?
have Zoilo, so we do
Okay.
have one, but we will need a backup. We will need some infield eventually.
Do we have any second baseman?
No,
No.
not unless Doyle qualifies there.
What about Horace? What's Horace Clark look like?
I'm gonna go Marty Marion just for our second shortstop.
All right, that's our backup shortstop.
DeSense is in the bottom right.
What's
know,
does Jim
we have
Doyle play
two
anywhere
third.
else though?
Doyle plays just third. Frenchie
So then-
plays everywhere.
Yeah,
The
we need-
census would be a firm backup. Oh yeah, and we have Frenchie well, Frenchie could be our left fielder right now.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. We only have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
second baseman needed still.
Yes. Bless you. That was a sneeze.
So between Piat and Mastrobuoni,
I wouldn't go with Mastroboni there. Maybe. We'll see. Defense.
Not bad BABIP, at least. I mean, he'll get out, and he gets on base with the walk rate too.
Ooh.
Piat.
He's
Yeah.
better than that one, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's take the Master Cub.
What's Ricky Romero look like?
High BABIP, I thought. Yeah.
I mean, that carries him. You basically need to get lucky that that's just going to hold him. I think I'd rather Oscar Judd over boy Ricky
Judd.
Rowe.
Take Judd.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 8 and 2 more rounds. So we need probably all pitchers, don't we? It's modern era. Looks like it.
8. Well, we only need
Maybe 3.
How many picks are in round 13? There's still 5, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, there is
Yes.
5.
Yeah, so we're good. What's Ozzie Vitt? Does he play anywhere else besides third?
Ooh.
Second. But he's kind of a weird shape. I kind of don't mind that Dave Philly as another outfielder.
I don't mind that Dave Philly.
What's Nick Gonzalez look like in the upper left?
Yeah, need a pitcher. You can fly it.
We could rock that and then get our last pitcher. Basically, go 4 pitchers and a hitter in the last round. Assuming we
Van
get that
Poppel's good. You guys like Van Poppel?
Van
Van
Poppel.
Pop.
I like Van Poppel, yeah. Nagy. Ooh, what do you think about
Yo,
this
that
one?
is wild. I'm kind of here for it. That is a wild build.
What could go
Let's do
wrong?
it.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? I think Carruthers might be halfway decent, maybe.
Again, who made these cards?
Some clown, man.
Jeff Coat?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Stinks.
gotta take Jeff Coat, I think. Not great.
That's good control. I mean, that can save him.
Yeah.
What's Carruthers look like? Did we look at him?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
He looks better.
I like him better
yeah.
than Jeff Coat, to be honest.
We have no stuff in the bullpen.
No, we do not.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, well, yeah, we keep
So
Jeff Coat and Carruthers then. And then who's the hitter?
He's got the
Saunders.
best BABIP.
Saunders is pretty nice. What about Kyle Lewis? What did he get for his rookie of the year? Take Kyle Lewis and then lock it. We're gonna run out of time.
Yeah. We got through
not
it.
bad.
We got through it.
We did it. Time elapsed. We got through 26 players.
For being a 10-minuter right there with 4 people trying to draft, that was not too bad.
That was
good.
And it's like we all had our areas of expertise.
Exactly.
okay.
Oh my
I wouldn't
gosh, you
call
brought all
anything
your
I do
strategies
a-
over. I only brought 3 of my strategies over, and I'm going to restart with the rest of them because I figured out how to, go find your strategies from last year. But I wasn't going to bring all. I see that you have all the weird names of them. Laptop. That's what mine look like too. They're an absolute mess.
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
I just put an A in front of it so it's at the top of the list.
Yeah. Strategy. Yeah. For those that have not seen my import strategy, it's like I don't want to keep scrolling down, so we'll just put A and then another A and then another A and then a few more A's. Then we've got Mr.
Exactly
Black's.
how I do it.
Mr. Black's. I got D Dempsey's here when he was on.
Dead ball. That's incredible.
A lap tourney, modern. Oh yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's
And then I
mine's
got my
A
different
strat, no DH, A strat, slow hook. Those are my 3 that I brought over.
Yeah.
1 dash is a good one too, Cubs fan.
And then we got all the inbuilt manager ones, which I used to use in base game a while ago, but I haven't really used those.
Sometimes picking some funky ones can be fun too.
So we need to turn emote only chat on so people can claim.
Yeah, it is off. It is off. So thank you for using those biscuits. A 10-minute timer there. Emote only is off. So if you are in the tournament, let us know. In fact, it's probably fired now because we use the full time. Let's see. Nope. It is full.
We get a lead off Reggie Smith. I like it.
Let's see. Who do we got here? Alamo, Cottonwoods, Safe Zone, Alexandria, Archers, Tactile. That's who it is, EVC, that won your tournament. Tactile.
The Tactile Next.
Tactile Next. They also won a pop-up, and in their pop-up prize of a perfect pack, you know who they got? They got...
You remember?
Cy Young.
Combinator. Cy Young Combinator.
Wow.
Perfect
and a really nice John Olerud for their second one. Yeah. Bananas. The very first pop of the year. Had a baby Tactile. Nicely done on that one.
Yeah. So Tacoma's in, a lot of familiar names here. Dishnet's, Fishnet's in, which
Still
is not
one of the
Dishnet,
greatest
by
names.
the way.
It's not him, but it's one of the greatest names in this entire community.
Yeah. Australian Shepherds. I used to have an Australian Shepherd. Very energetic dog, that's for sure. So there we go. If you're in the tournament and you haven't declared you're in, please do that so that we know you were part of the chat. Lowly Worm says his team is bad. Well,
go to the Discord and look in the content channel and look at the AI picture that Fabtron just posted.
Discord.
It's really funny.
So many windows. So
Go to which channel?
The content channel.
on
The
the
content discussion.
Okay.
Oh my god.
AI is wild.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really fantastic.
It's like something that you would
Everyone's
see like on a
rushing.
newsreel.
Right? Minerva, we need to buy you a camera.
In the future, yes, sir.
We got to see your beautiful face.
There
At
we
least
go.
you have the lovely profile photo that was taken yesterday.
Oh yeah, we got
you
your
go.
profile photo. What was
That is awesome.
They still can't get the letter, the alphabet,
Yeah,
and the words.
that part is always goofy, but everything else looks pretty good there.
Yeah.
I love
All right.
the baseball
Well,
floating in water.
We're going to end this here, guys, and I'm going to come back in an hour and do my regular show, but take a little bit of break and get the coffee going. So everyone in chat, come back in about an hour time, and we're going to go over all the new cards that came out today.
Sorry again, y'all. Again, if you're just joining us, water leak at the card database server facility. Thankfully, it's housed differently than the game, which is why we can still play and everything. But content is probably canceled today. I'll let you know if we get a Hail Mary at the end here. But right now, we're looking at moving it until hopefully tomorrow. Like I will keep y'all posted in the Discord and other channels. I think we'll have Dish and TJ posting out on the Twitter and all that. And I'll be in laptop stream. So when he comes back, I'll be in the chat. If I get any info, I'll share it. But right now we can't put out content. So it doesn't make any sense to show it to y'all and then have everyone say, well, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? But you did get some interesting teasers. If you watched EBC's stream yesterday, he had 5 bunk picks. None of them are bunk. I'm not going to tell you who they are. Go back and watch EBC's stream. You got an hour to do that now with laptop going off for a little bit. None of them are bunk. Then laptop and Minerva both had, and so did EBC. They had lock picks today. EBC's was one of the bunk picks, so that one's in. And then I said one of Minerva or laptop's lock picks is also in the 20 card set. And then the other tip I gave was that there's a limited edition that's coming out that is related to the set, but it isn't. And that'll make sense when you know who it is. But until then, you just got to try to figure it out.
How many perfects, Paul?
Ooh.
That's a good question. Let me see that. 3.
Okay. 3?
Three?
Okay.
3.
Okay.
3 perfects. So we keep squeezing Paul a little bit more for.
I'm happy to give some info, because I am
Any
so bummed that
bronzes?
this happened.
Any bronzes or
Silvers?
irons?
Silvers?
Any
Go
bronzes? Yes, every tier is hit.
Every tier's hit. All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Us lower level people get some cards. Cool.
Always. I take care of my lower level folks. And speaking of, we will eventually get back to the treasure trove. It's not going to be for a while, though. I've had some people asking me in private messages and whatnot. The point of that show was to address the lower tiers with their meta. But until we know exactly where the meta is and where it needs some help, there's no point in doing the show or else we're going to flood everything. No pun intended, given today's incident. But we're going to, kind of overdo it. And I don't want to move the meta every single week on y'all. So that probably won't be starting until sometime around May, once we kind of see where things level set. I love doing that show, but it doesn't make a lot of sense right now.
So there you go. Attica's got his theme team even stronger now with a few
look at
more
that.
players that he's added.
Eddie Lake. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Eddie Lake. I don't understand how Noah Syndergaard fits in. What am I missing?
Noah's
Noah's Ark.
Oh, Excellent.
Yeah.
And then Wade Boggs. Oh my God. Yes, this is
Great.
such a good theme team.
Yeah, there we
Attica,
go.
tell me all the other players you need, man. I got you. We're gonna make this theme team awesome.
I don't know if you're allowed to announce this, but last year one of the favorite sets that came out early was April 1st. Anything maybe special plan? Maybe?
I don't know. We'll have to
You
see
don't
on
know?
April
Maybe.
1st.
Okay.
How would I know that? How would I, of all people, know something like that? We'll have to see what happens on April 1st. Could that already be locked and loaded? I don't know.
I think all your notes were in the card server. So
yeah, they were. All my notes are there. So I got to start from scratch, y'all.
And how about a base game, Paul? Are we going to see you streaming on your channel?
Absolutely.
Any kind of base game? Yeah,
absolutely. I'll be playing the base game. I'm going to also do it on my YouTube. I don't know which team I'm going to choose yet. I've got a lot kind of in the hopper. My Tigers franchise last year that's still on my YouTube. You can take a look at. Kind of died off because we reached February and I just get super busy in February. But I'm going to do another team this year and I'm really excited about which organization I'm going to bring to the promised land.
Okay. Well, guys, for ad-libbing, we did fairly well. We went on over 2 hours here. And maybe we'll get a Doug Flutie sometime tonight or tomorrow morning. The Doug Flutie, who played in Canada, one of the greatest CFL players ever after his career in the NFL. Yeah, he was good. Okay, Spore, thanks for dropping in impromptu-wise, and go Dave Steve.
Yes.
Minerva,
bye, y'all.
Thank you so much. We look forward to catching you on shout out your channel again, Minerva
9398. Again, I apologize. I've been quiet today. Something happened in the background. Don't want to talk about it on stream.
That's fine.
I appreciate you guys inviting me on. I love this. I love this community.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
EBC talks so much anyway, so it's hard to get a word in with EBC. He talks. Jackhammers have stopped, EBC?
They have. Now they're just using pickaxes, so it's much easier.
Okay. Stay indoors today. I advise you stay indoors. You're up next, EBC. When? Saturday?
I'm on Saturday. Saturday, 11 a.m. We'll rip, I hope, about 100 packs across some of the different teams, including the packs only team. Our first pack rips for the packs only team. So I'll be excited to get that going. And does Dylan Cease, is it kind of like the 7 C's? You know, does that work for the water?
You're stretching now.
Stretching it now.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. Elmer Pond, new card this year.
All right. Yeah. And so many new cards. Spore went out of his way to pick cool names as well for cards like Creepy Crispy or
Crispy's always been around.
Yeah.
Leon Days.
Yeah. Ink. Someone Ink. Yeah. Some great names. Well, feel free to dance on the way out the door, guys. Thank you so much. We'll be back next Thursday, barring a snowstorm, water leak, tornado, hurricane.
Yeah, we've had the steam issue on the first day. We had a water issue today, and as Izadafo says, next week we get ice.
We get what? Ice?
Ice.
Possible in Illinois. In March.
Frozen snow. We had the 3 states of water, right? We had the steam.
Oh,
the water,
hey.
and the ice. That's Izadafo's joke. So
What? Okay, Izadafo, you win the phrase of the day there. Okay, so watch out for ice next week. For now, I'm going to put some more ice in my drink before the next show coming on in an hour. Back in 1 hour time. Feel free to dance on the way out to one of EBC's. For Thursday, March the 21st. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out those 2 guys up there on their streams. Excellent content. We'll see you in an hour. You got wave, Minerva. Come on, Minerva. Wave. Don't just sit there. Wave.
I am.
Okay.
Gotta get the classical guitar.
It's coming. Can't do thumbs up. I can't do more like flamenco dancing. I don't have the fun right. When you start off your stream with this, Thursdays. I love it. It makes me get in the mood for the show.
It's perfect for the stream. You can't go wrong with it.
All right, if you want to get EBC in the mood, you just got to start up.
With Cuando Baja el Sol.
Otherwise, EBC looks like this. Let's keep EBC looking like this. All right, thank you, guys.
That first picture, you look so evil in. But I'm crying. You look like you, not that one, the other one. You made me look like, you look so happy. Like it's like a bully in that picture.
I made EBC cry.
And you're happy. Joyful.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.